Hey everybody, it's Hakeem here, back with some more Abzan Lifegain. Let's look at our opening hand and see no green mana in it, so we can't cast that Wayfinder. Let's mulligan that. Now we see a Wayfinder with some good mana, and we've got the Seance here, which is good with the Wayfinder, and we've got the double white and everything. We just need a fourth land, and Wayfinder should find that. So we're playing against Big Nick. He's playing a 60-card black deck. Could be playing another color, we don't really know at this point. So let's just drop the Selesnya Guildgate into play. So it's pretty late in the afternoon here. I was up till 4:30 in the morning playing this game last night. I don't know why I was up so late. I think I just kind of lost track of time and just playing some new decks and fiddling around with some new ideas. So that's why the late upload today. I slept in obviously if I was up that late. So all right. So now we've got one of each color into play. I got double white. I need triple white, for this, and then I'll worry about the black and green later. Big Nick is playing a Child of Night, which is a 2/1 lifelinking vampire. So he might be on the vampire train. So the only land we got here was a forest, so we'll take it. We got a couple of basics for the next 2 turns. Hopefully we can pick up a Cultivate and fix the mana that way. So yeah, he could be playing the mono black vampire thing with Calastria Highborn and Bloodghast and all that. So he's just coming straight in. So I don't know. I don't think there's any first strike nonsense that he can give here. He's just going to give it Undying Evil. We're going to trade, and it's going to come back as a 3/2, which is okay. I'm not really concerned about his life total at this point. I just want to kind of set up. He missed a land drop, which is good for me. So I think I guess the play is Visionary, and if we pick up a gate, we'll drop that into play. Otherwise, we'll just play one of these basics here. And we get to play the Seance next turn. Okay, we picked up the second planar cleansing, which is not great. But anyway, I'll put the planes into play and say go. Yeah, we'll have we can Seance the Wayfinder to start building the graveyard, and keep hitting our land drops. So I suppose I should hit Y and pass it over to my opponent. So now he's got a 3/2 vampire, and he's he's going Brain Maggot, which he gets to look at my hand and take a card. So yeah, he's probably going to take my Seance. If I were him, staring at a turn 4 Seance, I would take it as well. That's gonna really. He didn't take the Seance. He took my Treasured Find. Okay, so I think that was a bit of a mistake, because I'm gonna play the Seance here now, and that's gonna provide me with a lot of advantage that he's gonna be hard pressed to deal with. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. And I picked up another Wayfinder, which is good. But for now, let's just get the Seance into play, and on his turn we can Seance a Wayfinder, and then we'll have 2 1/1s. He won't be able to swing with his 3/2 because I can double block it. And I am certainly not averse to chump blocking with his Elvish Visionary now, because that'll put it in the graveyard and I'll be able to Seance it and draw a card. So we've got all our white mana. I don't have. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. And we hit a Kozilek, so that's pretty bad. That happens from time to time off a Wayfinder dig. That's going to reshuffle the whole graveyard, which means that Seance is offline now. But I do have another Wayfinder in hand, so it's not the worst thing in the world. So now our opponent has played the new vampire, Gul'Dras. It's 1 mana 1/1, and if he gets me to 10 or less life, he gets bigger. So okay, he didn't attack there, obviously, because I would have double blocked. And yeah, let's just Wayfinder again. So let's look at the mana here. I've got tons of white. I need a 3rd green source if I ever drop Lock Worm, and I still need a bunch of more black sources. So I will get because I've got Grizzlebrand here. So I'm going to put the Orzhov Guildgate into play, and I'm going to search for some green mana. Hopefully a Golgari Guildgate. That would be absolutely perfect if I could pick that up, and there's a couple there. Yeah, so we will pick up the Guildgate. And what do we have in here to Seance? Absolutely nothing. So we're just gonna rest on our laurels here, keep the 1/1s back, and again, just gladly trade with anything and then Seance it back. So he's finally hit his 3rd land now. And he's gone Spectre, which is going to make me discard a card. So I think with 2 copies of Planar Cleansing in my hand, I can probably just get rid of one of them, because I've got the mana to cast it. So I mean, I suppose he could Brain Maggot me, but then I can Edict his Brain Maggot and get a Treasured Find. So he's coming in here with his 3/2. So I'm going to double block this because the main reason to do it is to get both of them in the graveyard for Seance. So they're in there, and then on my turn I will take the land on my turn, and I will draw on my opponent's turn. So let's just build that graveyard a little bit more. We still need all we need now is black mana. So we didn't get it. So I'll take the gate. And we picked up a Visionary, which is good. I wonder if I exile that brain maggot and just get my treasured find back. That's a lot of mana. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to get the black sources in play and play a visionary here. So you know we've got a lot of mana. Not really doing a whole lot, but this you know this deck plays like that sometimes. You just sit back here behind your 1/1s and build up your mana base, and then all of a sudden the bombs hit. So I think what I'm going to do though is I think I'm going to exile this Runescar Demon and go get Sheoldred, because Sheoldred is pretty insane, and I can cast her next turn. So that's what I'm going to do. Being able to seance a Runescar Demon is pretty filthy. So where are you, Sheoldred Whispering One? Here you are. Here you are. So yeah, we can cast her this turn. And my opponent has played a Spectre. A Spectre. What do we discard? What do we discard? I guess the Selesnya Gate can go. He's got Undying Evil in there too, so I mean we've got to watch out for those things. He can't attack because of my 6/6 flying token, which is now gone. I hate to exile the Runescar Demon, but yeah, I'll draw a card. Why not? Extra cards never hurt anybody. So we'll draw a card off the Seanced Visionary, and we pick up a Missionary and another Wayfinder. But the play here is to get Sheoldred into play. It's got Swamp Walk, so you know, the last time I got this card into play, I totally forgot that I could attack into swamps without getting blocked. I'm trying not to forget that anymore. So I suppose I should probably just attack with my Visionary here, because anything that he blocks will die. So I mean, you know, there's really no reason not to. I've got the 6/6 on the ground, and I can't block the flyers. So the Sheoldred trigger is going to go on the stack now. If he has Undying Evil, he can cast it in response to that Sheoldred trigger, and then sacrifice whatever creature he gave Undying. But he doesn't do that. Excuse me. I don't know if he's aware of that. Maybe he just doesn't have Undying Evil in hand. So he had to sacrifice a creature. And he's swinging in with his flyers. Obviously, that's going to get me down to 13. But we've got life gain. Do I have any creatures in here? No, I don't. But you know, we'll play a Wayfinder. I'm going to play a couple of Wayfinders now, because then I'll have the Seance and the Sheoldred engine going. So let's play a Wayfinder. Still looking for black mana. All the other colors are good. And there is an Orzhov Guildgate. We've got a Runescar Demon, so hopefully Sheoldred sticks around. We can put that directly into play without exiling it. So it's like a beefed up Seance. And then let's just cast another Wayfinder. And that'll make this treasured find better. It'll make Sheoldred better. It'll make Seance better. So let's see what we need here. I guess I'll just get Golgari Guildgate. I don't think it matters at this point. My mana's pretty good. I'm not going to cast the Lone Missionary until if and when I maybe get an what is the card? Angelic Accord into play. So I'm just going to attack for 7 here, because he can't block the Sheoldred, and he's not going to bother. He's not going to bother blocking the 1/1 with his Vampire and lose that. So actually, you know, I think I changed my mind. I'm on 13. I'm going to Missionary here and go back to 17. Just pad my life total a little bit. He's coming at me for 4 in the air every turn. So a little bit of padding never hurt anyone. So now we get another Sheoldred trigger. So oh, this is Seance. Seance. No, I'm good. I'm good for now. I'm good for now. So now we get a Sheoldred trigger on the stack, and he's going to have to sacrifice something, which is pretty insane. The card is a bit of a beating. And yeah, he's coming for 4 in the air, which gets me back to the 13, so the Missionary just fogged that for a turn. And yeah, I think he knows what's up here now, because now this is my Sheoldred trigger, so I'm going to put Runescar Demon directly into play, and Seance, I'm not going to do anything with that. So yeah, I mean, Runescar Demon straight into play from the graveyard is a bit busted. Let's just go get an Angelic Accord. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, but that's what I'm going to grab. I'll put the gate into play and cast the Accord. Still got a whole whack of bombs and some graveyard recursion here, so we're just going to swing for the fences. And then on his turn, he'll have to sacrifice a creature. And I can Seance this Lifegain Cerulean Gatekeeper. So yeah, I'm going to exile that. I don't mind exiling the little 4/2 drops. And you know, I'll use Sheoldred on the bigger stuff. So we gain 7 life back to 20. So all his hard work for nothing. He has to sacrifice another creature. So I mean, you can see how this thing really just takes over the game. With it's just ridiculous if it sticks. You know, your opponent has to deal with it immediately. It's a great addition to this deck. I used to have the Obelisk of Alara in that slot, but this is just way better. So now I've got a stacked board. My opponent is on 9 life. He's got a Death Toucher. But it doesn't matter because I'm not sure what his 2 mana could be. But this thing's unblockable, and I've got 2 big flyers that sail over the top of that Death Toucher. So we'll just do that. That should be enough to kill him. And we still got a stocked hand, a bunch of mana, Accord, Seance, Sheoldred, the whole thing. I mean, you know, the deck is insane. I mean, it's just if you get the early Wayfinders going, and the Seance and the Visionaries, and just start, you know, you don't miss a land drop and just land a bomb because the deck is stuffed with them. So let's see who's around for another game. Who do we have? This guy, he's been in the lobby all morning. He's asleep. You know, passed out or left his Xbox on or something. Yeah, he's been there. I keep ending up in his lobby. It's a bit annoying. But yeah, I was up pretty late last night. I was mostly actually playing Izzet Control. Played a little bit of Izzet Burn because I just wanted to get a feel for Young Pyromancer. And yeah, my Izzet Control deck. I mean, I run Talrand in there. He makes tokens off all the spells, but I put Pyromancer in there too because he impacts the board. I used to run Gutter Snipe in there in the Control version of the deck, but he didn't impact the board. He just kind of put him on a slow clock. But Pyromancer gives you a ton of chump blockers and just takes over the board So let's have a look at our opening hand. We have 3 mana, which is fine. We have a graveyard recursion spell, but you know, everything else is no good. So let's see if we can get a 2-drop. Here we have good mana and a 2-drop and a missionary in case we pick up an Accord. Got a couple of bombs we won't get to play right away, but this is certainly a keepable hand. And my opponent playing 60 cards, but he starts with Radiant Fountain. So that's interesting. Turn 1 Fountain. We got Cultivate is really good. So I'll put the Orzhov Guildgate into play. I think what I'm going to do is just skip over the Wayfinder, potentially, depending on what my opponent does. Put the gate into play, and then just go straight to Cultivate on turn 3. And because I got these, I got Sheoldred in hand and Palaka Worm. So he puts a forest in. So he's playing green something. So I guess right now I do this. And next turn we'll play the forest and fix our mana wonderfully. And let's see if he's playing any other colors. No, so he's just playing, by the looks of it, mono green plus fountains, which is not a card I'm very fond of, especially on the first turn. You can really only cast an Elixir of Immortality off it, maybe a Traveler's Amulet or something. So let's get forced into play and cultivate. Let's see. If I get white and green, then I'll have triple white and triple green, and this will give me double black, which is all I need to cast everything in the deck except Grizzlebrand. So I'll put a Plains into play and grab a forest. And let's move on up the curve. So we're going to be at 5 mana next turn, but I think the likely play is just drop a gate and a Wayfinder, unless I pick up an Angelic Accord, in which case I'll just slam that right into play and follow up with the Missionary on the turn after. He's still not doing anything, and he's playing white in his deck, so he's playing fountains in a 2-color mana base, which to me is a travesty. I'm going to play the land first because I know I'm playing a tapped land, so I don't have to go worrying about searching one out with Wayfinder. So let's see what we've been here. Bunch of ETB creatures. Going to be good if we pick up the Seance, and we have our 7th land. So I mean, you know, the curve on this deck is pretty ridiculous with all the 7 drops, but it rarely misses a land drop up to 7. He's playing another fountain. Yeah, you really miss a land drop with this deck, which is because of the Wayfinders and the Cultivates and the Visionaries. So it's you can kind of get away with stacking the top end of the curve, especially, you know, you got this sort of card against aggro to kill a goblin and get you 4 life. But this guy is just not doing anything, so you know, I suppose I just windmill slam a Palaka Worm, follow it up with a Runescarred Demon, and if he finds the answers to those, I'll just put down Sheoldred and take over the game. But you know, I'd like him to play a card. You know, I've got my only spot removal spell if he puts down Baneslayer or something like that, but he can't do that because he's got 2 Radiant Fountains where his Plains should be, or his forests, whatever. And he's just keeping me talking here. But no, he finally decides to end the turn, which is good. Got another gate, so we're just going to come at him for 1. I suppose he could have Raised the Alarm, but I don't really care if he does. If he does ambush me there, because I don't mind the Wayfinders in the graveyard. So again, I'm not going to play the Missionary. I just like to hold that in my hand if If Angelica Chord ever comes up, then 6 mana, I'll have the 4/4 flyer. He's playing a 3rd Fountain. I bet you he's got some weight spells in there that he'd love to be able to cast. And he's playing the new Masked Admirers card. It's a 4 mana 3/2, and when it enters the battlefield, he gets to draw a card, and it's got some recursion there if he casts a creature. So right here now, though, I think the plan, honestly, is just to not go Palaka Worm. I think the plan is to Runescard for an Angelica Chord. And yeah, I think that's the plan. Let's just go search up an Angelica Chord. Next turn we can drop that with the Lone Missionary and start taking over that way. So the tutor package in this deck, I mean, Runescard Demon he's really strong, and you can start tutoring as early as the 4th turn if you get your Seance into play and end up with one of those in the graveyard, say off a Wayfinder. So it's a bit of a toolbox deck, but it's really good. I really enjoy this deck, I must say. Sometimes I feel bad for the people I'm playing against, though, especially when they're running Trip Fountains in their 2-color deck. So now he's playing Selesnya Evangel. That's a little bit late to the party, you know. That's something that you want on the 2nd turn to start making tokens. But he's got Triplicate Spirits, so he's going to convoke that out and get 3 1/1 flyers, which is pretty good. You know, it's half decent. But I'm gonna get on the flyer plan myself. I'm just going to, we've got to cultivate, I'm just going to jam an Chord into play and play Lone Missionary, gain 4 life. I suppose I should have done all this after combat, but you know, what the hell. Put down another Plains, and let's come on in with the big 6/6 flyer. I'd really like to get a Seance here now, because I've got a lot of stuff in the graveyard that would love me to have a Seance in play. So anyway, we'll just pass it. He took the damage, and we get a 4/4 flyer. So that's going to stand in front of his Triple Spirits. And yeah, I guess Sheoldred just starts taking over the game. I probably jam Palaka Worm first and just make him have the answer. If he ever comes down with a huge Michaeloth, I got the answer in hand to that. Hopefully he's not playing God's Willing, because that would suck. Then I'm going to have to find a Planar Cleansing extremely fast. So he's playing Palisade Giant. Okay, Palisade Giant is a 2/7 for 6, and all damage that would be dealt to any of his permanents is dealt to the Giant instead. But if he doesn't block my flyers, I'll hit him for 10, and that will kill his Giant. So we'll see what he wants to do here. Palisade Giant doesn't really bother me here, and he's made a token at sorcery speed. So let's see if he wants to block those flyers, or if he wants to lose his Palisade Giant. Really starting to get worried about Beastmaster Ascension. He has the 7 bodies that he needs to activate the Beastmaster, but this is going to kill one of them. Oh, excuse me. This is going to kill his Palisade Giant, or he's going to chump block. Okay, so yeah, that gets rid of the Giant. He's down to 6 cards, so if he... or 6 creatures. If he had 7 there, I would play Sheoldred and make him sacrifice 1, but since he's not in Beastmaster range just yet, I'm just going to jam the Worm, gain 7 life, and make another 4/4 flyer. So yeah, Palaka Worm with Angelica Chord in play is pretty sick. I mean, just when you thought Palaka Worm couldn't get any better, you get to tack a 4/4 Angel onto that right there. It's pretty busted. You know, I've got a major Air Force going now. I've got a 7/7 Trampler, but I really don't want to see Beastmaster Ascension come down. I suppose I could edict it if he puts 6 counters on it, but he's gonna. I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty good, but the green white token deck, you know, can just win out of nowhere. I mean, he could potentially slam Ascension on the same turn and activate them both. Don't know why he's main phasing his Evangelary. He's just tapping a dude down, an extra dude. You never know when you're going to need to block. So he's just running Masked Admirers into me. I guess he wants to cast a creature, get it back. I don't know. I'm just going to take the 3. I'm on 31. I've got no reason to block there. Give him his card back and let him start drawing more cards. Maybe does he have a pump spell or something? I don't know. Could have a trick. Not falling for it. I'm on 31. Like I said. Not a big deal to me. So we'll take 3, go to 28. And I mean, I suppose he could be playing Planar Cleansing in his deck. I guess I don't want to overextend too badly. But he's got, again, 7 creatures, so I'm going to come in with my 3 big flyers and my trampler. Hell with it, I'm just coming with everything and say fucking deal with that. Fucking deal with that. Okay, so that's 15, 16, 17, that's 24. Is he just taking the 24? He's going to Safe Passage. Okay, that's what you run in those Radiant Fountain decks, is Safe Passage. Okay. Alright, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I'll put Sheoldred into play. Like I said, I am worried about Beastmaster Ascension coming down, so that's going to make him sacrifice a creature and go back down to 6. So that will, I guess he'll probably sacrifice his Admirers. No, he's just going to sacrifice the Saproling token. So, yeah, that keeps me a little bit safe from Beastmaster Ascension. He's still got 5 cards, and now that I know he's playing, you know, Fog Effects, I'm not going to go balls to the wall with my attack phase, unless he taps out. Now, so now he's cultivating. Now, don't know if I should be concerned about planar cleansing or not. I don't think I'm going to play out to the board anymore. He does have that 3rd white source now. He's got a lot of mana. You know, he's got a lot of stuff going on. But I got a pretty huge board. Again with the main phase. Again with the main phase, but he's up to 7 creatures again? Yep. What do I have in here for Sheoldred? I think I will just take Visionaries, I think, and just start drawing some cards. Yes. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to take a Wayfinder because I could hit something really spicy and put it into play with Sheoldred next turn. Don't really need to land with 2 Cultivates in my hand, but putting a Worm in the graveyard is good because I get to have that directly to play. So, yeah, let's put the Gate in play. Let's see if he's got another Fog. I'm going to come with the Flyer, and the Trampler. See if he's got another Fog effect, or if he's going to start chump blocking, because that is a lot of damage. That's 21. It's enough to kill him. Burning a Fog or a Safe Passage, so he's going to have to, he's going to have to block or Fog. And I've still got the Sheoldred to keep him off 7 creatures. So it's looking okay. I guess he's doing the math here. Yep. Okay, so he's blocking there. That'll still, okay. He's blocking. I mean, he'd be better served by, you know, blocking the 6/6 flyer. He's gonna. He's not even. What is he doing? I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing. Safe Passage. Yeah, he's got another Fog effect. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I don't know why he stacked up the blocks rather than just casting the Safe Passage. I guess he wanted to kill my Worm, but he didn't get that last block in time. So for now, I don't really want to play out to the board, as I said. So I'm just going to strip some land out of the deck. Just cultivate a couple times here. I don't know, black and green. I don't really care. Let's cultivate again. Cultivate again. White and black. Let's leave one of each color in there. And I don't mind Visionary. You know, that's not really playing to the board. That's just drawing a card. So we will do that. It is another land after I just stripped them all out. So it goes back to him, Sheoldred, makes some sacrifice again. So, I mean, if he does have the Beastmaster Ascension, then I'm feeling pretty good about this. Him sacrificing a creature every single turn. I'm not a big fan of the Fog effects he's throwing at me, though. Starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I don't know if he's playing actual Fog or if he's only just playing this one. This one is a one-sided Fog, so like I say, he could have killed my Palaka Worm there if he got that last block in. But he didn't. So he's playing Palisade Giants. He's playing Safe Passages. He's playing Crater Hoof Behemoth, so I think I'm just fucking dead to triple fountain Crater Hoof nonsense. Holy fuck. Well, that pisses me off. That pisses me off indeed. Everything has trample, so yeah, how much damage is that? Too much. Too much damage, so I just got hoofed. That is my first official hoofing that I have received. So those 2 Safe Passages got him there. I had I had a fucking great hand and a great board and everything going for me, but you know, Selesnya trip fountains with Fog effects, hits a Crater Hoof with his tokens on board and takes me down. So I mean, that's pretty upsetting. But what are you gonna do? You know, like I say, hoofs in the format, and that is like I said, that's my first official hoofing Caught on camera. All right, thanks guys for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you for another episode tomorrow.